It's tough because I think people are starting to appreciate cursing more now
Yeah, it's
because it
weird.
feels real. It's like I cuss a lot. I don't do it that much on camera, but in person I do quite a bit. I probably shouldn't, but you
No.
trust people more that cuss, to be honest.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Huh.
I just made that up.
And I do it more around men, people I'm working with, and
Oh yeah.
Dwayne comes back on Monday mornings from his home,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Darn it!" And then by lunchtime, he's gone.
Ah, that's funny. So how come you guys haven't done the hats yet? You don't like the hat?
I'm working on it. Man, it's difficult to not hats specifically, but just apparel overall. There's a lot to learn and figuring it out. I'm kind of trying to do one at a time.
Yeah.
Hats are expensive. They're not.
Are they now?
Mhm.
I used to have an embroidery machine. I
Really?
embroidered my own hats.
Huh.
But back then I could get like a box of those Richardson 112s for like, after shipping, $5 to $6 a hat.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're crazy now.
Yeah.
But I would say that's the most common style that I see in the
which one is it?
It's called a Richardson 112. It looks a little like that one. It's just a trucker hat, mesh back.
Yeah.
But it's got a great shape. It fits really good. And I would order those. And then I had to sell my embroidery machine to fix my debt to income ratio to buy a house. So
we're trying to do, so, there's a difference between merch, the t-shirt, and apparel. We're trying to be on the classier end. So I wear these hats every day, so I'm not saying they're not classy, but to like for branding, to mix a ball cap with what we're trying to sell as a premium cotton shirt is trickier, and then they would be more expensive than just like a work hat, so it's just like this whole tangled web of.
Where'd you get that idea to do it that way? Like, did you I've heard that before, and I was just wondering if you heard it in a similar place.
I don't know that I've heard it anywhere.
Well, man, this might actually be different, but like when Elon Musk came out with his cars, it was the most premium, and then he brought it back down. So now his, middle class car is 70,000 because he started with, there's only 200, and these are, I don't know what they were, $250,000.
So I don't think I would. I'm not on Elon's level, and it's not like that big of a shift, but same general idea. We don't want to hit the gate seeming like we're the Walmart or even the Wrangler. Like I can't compete with Wrangler. I can't compete with the prices. They mass produce, they make it in Vietnam. It's not going to happen. So we have to try to land, and all of this is just my opinion, so I may be completely wrong, but we have to try to land above Wrangler, but below Poncho, Ariat, Tacova, those, but portray a better quality than those guys for a cheaper price. And so it's difficult to brand something like that. And as much as I love ball caps, I feel like introducing those too soon is not going to help with that cause.
Oh, yeah. So what, so then are you doing pants too? Or?
We will.
Okay.
I like the toughness of a Wrangler with the fit of an Ariat. So I'm trying to figure out how we can do that. You probably like the fit of a Wrangler, Gene.
I buy cheap. So I just went up to the Justin outlets and all my jeans were $19.99.
Yeah.
So, but you have to try on every pair because they're all seconds. So you got to make sure they all fit because they're mislabeled or they're missing a stitch.
What brand are they for the most part?
Mostly Wranglers is what I buy.
Yeah.
I do buy some Cinch. But yeah, it's mostly like,
that's fancy.
Does it fit?
I like Cinch, but they tear easy.
Yeah.
They're not as tough as a Wrangler.
Which is why I like the Wrangler
really well.
The Wrangler toughness. For guys that are shaped like you, they probably fit great. Wranglers don't fit me at all. I mean, if I buy them to fit my waist, then I feel like I've either got a crotch down to my knees or no crotch at all, and there's nothing in between.
I'll tell you what I would love someone to solve is when a guy's built like me, and I put on a Western shirt and tuck it in, and when I go like this, it stays tucked in. So it gets tight here, comes out. I can't rope. I can't work horses. My shirt's half untucked. And now the video looks dumb. And it's like, can we make this stretchy? Can we make something stretchy? And
You
it's
know,
like,
they've got like shirt suspenders and or rubber, like these little magnet rubber clips that you clip onto the bottom that will help like keep it,
yep.
and then I've seen like on Shark Tank or something, little suspenders that go on the shirt and then inside your pant that actually
What does
won't
it
let it.
clip to? Your pant?
Yeah, like a button on the inside of your waist
Oh,
or
okay.
something where
Yeah,
it's actually
that'd be cool.
suspended on there.
But that shirt you gave me has that stretchy stuff.
Yeah, that's been difficult. Do you ever have you ever worn a poncho shirt? Poncho Outdoors?
No,
Poncho makes a shirt that is
I've seen them.
so they're breathable and they're stretchy like all the rest,
Yeah.
but they are softer than an Arabian princess's pillow. I mean, they're just ridiculous. And I'm trying to crack the code on what their blend is, and it's not just the blend. There's some sort of enzyme wash, silicone wash that they do on their material that softens it up, because the best that I can come up with is either so when you this is me backing up to give context. When you've peeked behind and you know how the sausage is made, it's like, oh, brands like Feral brand, they get their stuff straight from China. Like it's probably $8 a shirt. It's nothing fancy. It feels when you're wearing it like you're wearing a shirt that's lined with trash bag. It's just hot and sweaty. It's
Oh, yeah.
not great. And then there's guys like Poncho where it's like they're doing something special, but their shirts are $110 for a long sleeve shirt, you know?
Yeah.
And so trying to figure out, I don't want to be Feral. I want to be Poncho, but I want to be Poncho at $65 and not $110.
Yeah.
And I can't even figure out what Poncho is doing that's making their shirts feel like they're fit for an Arabian princess.
Let me ask this. Is there a reason, let's say you and Poncho had the same shirt, more or less, and the same price, why would I pick you over them? Is there something behind the brand?
There, other than the brand being small, I think that there's something to be said for the small brand. Poncho's not a huge brand, but people like to get behind the small things. And my push in all aspects of business, not all, but a large part of it has always been, don't get screwed and pay for the name. Look, so for example, we have a you rip it, we fix it guarantee on
That's cool.
our cotton twill shirts. If you go out there and you're mending a fence and you get a 4-inch rip in the sleeve, we're going to send you a new one for free. So things like that, like we're a small brand, trust us. And then once you get the product, you'll know that it's just as premium as what you were buying before, or more so if you're wearing, some of the cheaper.
Is there like, I don't know, I don't want to say like a mission statement, but like, I guess when you leave this world, what will people remember you for?
Oh man. I don't necessarily hope that anybody remembers me for anything business related.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that I would like to be remembered as a patient, kind person, and business takes all that out of me. I don't have patience. I don't have kindness now like I have in the past, because I'm trying to figure out what the hell Poncho's doing with their shirts, and I'm frazzled all the time.
It's the same with me. Like if I go to the city and I drive in the city, I have to drive like city people or I will get an accident.
Yeah.
So if you don't operate like a business person in business, you'll get run over.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Maybe it would be nice to be remembered as the guy that was able to do it and do it. I was able to beat Poncho while being patient and kind. That would be cool.
That would be cool. What about, was your main driving force like, I want to deliver quality, but at a better cost?
Yeah.
Okay. Cause that's where I'm at a lot. I'm like, when I see products that I'm like, holy cow, that cost is a lot. And that's what I think it pulls a lot of us to compete with that.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense that's what what you said. That's what you're trying to hit.
Yeah.
Is between those two, but good quality.
Yeah. Sometimes there's just a hole in the market, and you can see that I own Poncho shirts. I love Poncho shirts. They're expensive.
Yeah.
And I can see that the cost basis for a poncho shirt is very low,
Mhm.
and they're marking it up. I don't like that. You know, I don't mind it because it gives me a hole, but I want to exploit it, and I want to find, here is comparable for a more reasonable markup, and you're not being exploited. You're paying for my time, my energy, my efforts, but not, 12 times, just 7 times.
Yeah. I think that's kind of normal too. Like when the flat screen TV came out, it was $10,000.
Yeah.
And that's like
Yeah.
the one thing over time that gets cheaper and cheaper
Yeah.
because
You know how
everyone
cheap
figures
they
out how to
are?
make it.
How cheap they are now? It's
It's wild.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get, I think we bought that 65-inch that's in our bedroom for like 300 something dollars.
You're like, how? How
And
did you get the
when I was
materials for that?
22, I had a what were they called? The flat front, but still a tube TV. You know what I'm talking about? Like they didn't hang on the wall. This was a 100-pound TV, but
Oh, yeah.
instead of the screen being
Yep.
rounded, it was
It
flat.
was flat.
Yeah.
Well, I know somebody, when their flat screens first come out that you put on the wall, he was like, check it out. I was like, how much did you pay for that? It was $4,500. I go, well, I'll never own one
And
of
it's like
those.
this big, you know?
It's wild. It's like the one thing over time that's gotten cheaper. That never
Yep.
happens. It's like, so I like it. I think the same way often where I'm like, okay, I want to save people money. And I'm not against profit, but like, isn't this the whole core of capitalism? Like, hey, when you come in and you're the only game in town, you can charge what you want.
Yeah.
Because you're at a level nobody else is. And then they all figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Most shirts look good till the work starts. BKR Ranchwear is built different. Tough cotton twill. You rip it, they replace it. If you live it, not just talk it, wear BKR.
See, I like it. I
Links in
think
the
this
show
is
notes.
good conversation, whether it's a podcast or not.
Yeah.
Like that's what I aim for. And that's where I think what I struggled with in the last one, I feel like we're on a track and we're just talking.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt last time like I was a little worried I was going to interrupt. Somebody was going to, because the problem is Billy and I talk about the same amount, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And so it was like, it was hard to make sure I wasn't going to interrupt him. But I like this.
Normally, in this episode may be a little different, but normally my job as a podcaster is to get your story out,
Right.
Not to interrupt you,
Yeah.
Not to go off track. It's to pull from you what the people, like, you're here for a reason. The people want to hear what you have to say, not what me or Billy or Dwayne over there. It's hard to get a word in with him.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to that podcast and when he talked, I thought it was like 35, 40 minutes. Oh, who's that? That was perfect though. What you said was good. But that's where I'm funny. I feel like in that, when you're talking about that, I almost bring like co-host energy.
Yeah.
We both get to be the star. Like, I think people want to hear your story too. Would you probably said it? I don't know, but I think it could be fun for you too to also be like, yeah, this is what we're doing.
It's just not super relative. I mean, parts of it are. So, the long and short of my ranching story is that we're country folk and we moved out here and Billy ran up our driveway and talked us into.
It's wild.
Yeah, talked us into horses. We had a few head out here, but just pets, we had some belted Galloways that we just like to screw around with and nothing serious. And, so as far as like a horseman, I am not, a rancher, I am not. And so when we started this podcast, it was more like, hey, listen in, come along with us. We're starting this thing. You're going to hear the ups and the downs. We're going to tell you what's worked and what hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And then we kind of went viral, not kind of, we went viral on some funny, I don't wear underwear stuff. And then it was like, we're riding that wave. So then I think somebody at some point recently, said something about it's like, we're always after that next soundbite.
Oh.
And so then it became that. And I think that's where the energy, the interrupting, the Billy versus me or Billy versus you, I think that's where that comes from, is that it's this like, who's going to go viral next?
Oh, yeah.
And really, it would be nice to just reel it back in and talk like very candidly.
Yeah.
We got to this point to where we almost felt like we couldn't say what we screwed up on.
Start protecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't show that video of that horse blowing up because we're horse trainers, right?
Upset somebody.
Yeah. And so I disagreed with it. It was a big ordeal. I said, they need to see the before, during, and after. They need to. I don't do well when I'm lying, and I would essentially, I don't want to cover tracks,
Yeah.
So
that was the initial premise.
Like,
hey,
yeah. And so, very candidly, I mean, I think where we're at right now is humbling. We had some successful businesses before that have floated this horse program for nearly a year, and we don't make any money. We don't sell horses. We pay for feed, we buy expensive horses, we pay for training, and then they sit here.
The second trainer I worked for told me there's no money in owning horses. He had, I think, between 35 and 40 at his barn. He owned one horse.
Yeah.
And because that's like consistent money. And, so for a trainer, it's not like I can have side projects, but I have an income of outside horses. Mm-hmm. Where, like, from your perspective, it would be what you were doing with horses would be like me buying an old beater hot rod and then paying a mechanic $120 an hour to fix it up and thinking I'm going to profit. Right. There's no chance.
So, and to be completely fair, we never looked at the horse program like something that we thought was going to make us rich. I didn't care so much about a profit, but it absolutely must sustain itself. Mm-hmm. And it's just not. It doesn't. So,
and maybe could have if it stayed smaller, maybe like 4 to 6.
Yep. So we got to a point, and I'm a gas pedal guy. I'm you got the idea. I'm gonna see if it sticks, and then we're gonna go for it. But we started out with 3 last August, right?
Yes.
July or August. He was working with those 3, and to be completely fair, during that time, it was work horses when you can, but we need you in the skid steer, mulching 2 hours away, doing forestry work, the stuff that we were actually making money on. Mm-hmm. And so those horses they didn't get as much time as they probably should have. Then I don't know what we did next. We tried to sell one at Bowie, that grade done. I don't know that you've even seen her. For a while, she was kind of the pride and joy. She was the most advanced. She was capable. She was a great horse. And it went, we passed, but her final price was like half of what we bought her for or something like that. And we had her for 6 months at the time, 4 months at the time. So we came back with her. And then for some reason, we thought, okay, these are coming close to being done. So let's go buy how many at that point, like around Christmas time? How many did we buy? That's when we brought
5.
We bought the 3 Palominos. We bought the 5 from the Oklahoma, Missouri trip. So we bought 8 more horses in December of last year, thinking that, hey, these original 3 are about done. We're going to sell, and then we got to keep the guys working, By that time, it had become Billy and Billy's son and Jake, and so we've got 3 guys that are dedicated to just horse work. And then fast forward 6 months later, and we've sold 3 horses, all sold by me, all sold. 2 of the 3 were sold to trainers as like a wholesale deal, so that not a lot of money there. And then 1, I guess, the one you took to Oklahoma, went on the premierhorse.com, sold them to, and I don't know if she's a trainer or a breeder.
She's a beginner training.
So, not these horses sold for $5,000, $6,000, and $3,000. Mm-hmm. You're in horses. That's not great,
No, that's good for the buyer. But yeah, most of ours are. If I'm going to sell one, it's probably starting at 10. It's probably the bottom.
How old?
So the last Mustang I sold, picked it up in August, showed it in January. They sell at the show. You get half the money. He sold for $13,000. He was 4 years old. Yeah. So I had him, 5 months.
What do you mean you get half the money?
So the way that makeover works is there's no entry fee. There's no stall fee. It pays very well. But the deal is when your horse sells, they get half the money. You get half the money.
Did you buy the horse?
I did, but he was $25.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So a general adoption fee is $125. He was what you call sale authority. So I didn't adopt him. I bought him from the BLM. So when you buy him, you own him. He can go to Mexico. He can go to Canada. Meaning he can leave the country. Like if they're adopted, you have to wait a year to get the title to own them. Then you could ship them. Like some Mustangs sell to Germany. Some trail riders in Canada like to ride them, but they can't leave the country. They actually need to know where they are that year that their adoption.
Yeah.
And then if you reassign them, now the 12 months starts over. And they got to have them 12 months, and then they get to own them. And once you own them, they're yours. You can't take them back. That whole 12 months, you can take him back. So I bought him for $25, took him to the show, sold him through the auction, got half the money. Now I got second place, so I won $10,000, and then I got the $6,500 for selling him the half. So
yeah, that's not bad.
My Mustang before that, I think I got 10. I think my wife got $8,500 for hers. We don't sell a lot of horses, but when we get them, we decide right away if they're good horses, and if they don't have a good mind, they're not hanging out. Like, they're going.
How would you compare the BLM Mustang as far as like the horse world? So I'm ignorant. They're not papered, right? These are wild horses that you're catching. If you're selling one, remove the training and the show from it. If you're selling one for 13, what would the equivalent of a papered registered AQHA horse be? It would be more than
with that training.
Yeah.
It's tough because it's like a niche market.
Yeah.
So you have people that only buy Mustangs. So same level, papered. With 5 months training, I don't know if you're going to do a lot better. If you had 6 to 12, you might get $20,000 for that horse. I wanted $20,000 for him as a Mustang. I thought that's what he was worth. The problem is the auction happened during an ice storm. So it's so tough to compare because everything matters about a horse. So if you try to sell a horse and nobody wants it, I don't care if it's Palomino, papered, if nobody wants it now, there's a good chance in 6 months still nobody wants it.
Why is that?
I don't know. People like what they like.
You're just selling the wrong product. Well,
it's just something about that horse doesn't draw people in. You could have its brother and everybody wants it. And so it's like, I pay attention to that. If there's not interest in a horse, if it's skinny or it's not trained, well, we can change that.
Yeah.
But if he's finished and broke, nobody wants him, I'm probably going to sell him and move on. I'm going to drop the price till he sells and move on.
Yeah.
If there's not much I can change. If I can change, put weight on him, he goes from a 2-year-old to a 4-year-old. All those things matter.
Yeah. And I think that's where we are right this second. It's let's collect as much information as we can. I need the data to figure out how to get this current batch of horses out of here and then reassess. What do we do? Do we keep 2 of the, what do we have, 16 horses?
17
and a half, because we got that double registered show pony. We've got 17 and a half horses. Do we keep 2 of those and, send the one that's Stevie Ray down the road to cutting school and then restart with 2 horses? Do we get out of it completely? Like,
is your goal to make money?
My goal is to make payroll with horses. I would love to make money, but I must make payroll.
I would say, have you ever heard, like, they say, how to make $1 million in, like, the horse industry? Start with 2.
Yeah.
So it's like, they say that for cattle.
I kind of thought that's what we were doing. I mean, if I had to put a figure on it, I don't know. I don't know what figure.
Okay, here's what I'd tell you. If I woke up in your shoes today, what I would do if I was you, I would sell just about everything. I might keep 1 or 2 of my favorites. Like, I would keep ones I really like, or I would price them high enough if someone bought them, it would help. And then I would try, if I was going to pay trainers, I would get outside horses. And then those pay the bills. And then you have your 1 or 2 or 3 that once or twice a year, maybe it sells for 10, maybe it sells for 30.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to sell because other horses pay the bills.
And I like that idea. And, in an effort to make payroll, we've tried to bring in outside horses, and it's crickets there too.
For how long?
How long have we tried? Well, it's been a little passive try.
That's it.
Yeah.
The old college try.
I haven't been incredibly involved in the horse program. I've allowed it to be the Billy show.
So do you use iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they come out with a new iPhone, are you the first one to buy one?
No.
Me neither. So when you start taking outside horses, I'm not buying the first iPhone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be the first guy that goes to your house. So it does take time. What you do in business, it happens 6 months later is when you get paid for what you did today. Yeah. So building that name, you might have to start cheap. You might have to call friends. Hey, we can do this at a deal. Hey, can you help us? Like, could I help you get outside horses? I could, but I have to make sure if I say these guys are going to do a good job, you're going to feed it, you're going to train it, it's going to look good. And then I could say, hey, I got some friends over here, they're cheaper than me. I would try them if I was you. I just did that last week. I sent a horse to a gal. My wait list is till February now.
What do you, and I completely respect, like, you can't put your stamp on it, right? But what do you need to see from, I'm assuming at this point, Jake, to know that we would be a safe place, an alternative to you?
If the horses are, healthy weight or fat, little overweight's probably better.
They are not, but we've addressed that.
Well trained.
They are.
The facility looks pretty good to me. I haven't been in your barn, but
they were mucked this morning, so it'd be a great time to check them out.
Perfect. So it would just be like, can he train a horse, and do you feed him? And then I don't need a ton. Like the girl I recommended, the reason I recommend her, she's been to me for 5 or 6 colt starting lessons. She asks a lot of questions. Her horses always look good. They're fed good. Her equipment's good. So it doesn't take you long. You get around a person and you're like, they're honest. Step one. So I haven't seen really how your horses are or what they are. Or,
Well, and the issue even further is that we are a starting from scratch company that is even now starting more from scratch. So any horse that you have seen, Fred, oh no, you weren't here last show when Lonnie actually rode Fred. So Lonnie is a novice horse rider, and she rode on a novice horse, and she won a check. She did great. The horse did great, but the point of that is that that's a horse that Billy trained. So Billy's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So even when it comes to Jake, you've absolutely not seen anything he's done because his horse hasn't competed.
I'll tell you the number one thing I learned, and I figured this out on my own when I was a golfer. I was on the range. You want to make friends? I walked up and asked a guy, hey, how do you do this?
Yeah.
I already knew. Like, if, it's a weird bit of advice, but if Jake ever asked me for advice, he'd go up in my book.
So
I don't even know what he looks like.
Yeah.
And I think you said he was setting obstacles at the first deal.
Yeah.
I think I offered him help once or twice, and he said no, which is fine.
So here's what I'll say about Jake. I'm not trying to sell you. We're gonna make it work, or right now we're just gonna sell the horses, and then Jake knows that this is a temporary arrangement. But on Jake's behalf, one of the reasons that Jake is the one that we kept is because he's humble. Yeah. So I think passing on the help is probably an etiquette, a politeness thing. You're a guest. I got this. Mm-hmm. The first thing that Jake did was it a Friday morning? That D-Day was Friday morning. So the first thing that Jake did, as I said, okay, we meet every morning, 7:30. You go feed horses, get in here by 7:45, and we're going to go over the day and meet. And we started, okay, where do we need to go from here? What do we need to do with this horse? And the first thing that he did was like, hey, do you mind if I call Rick? Do you mind if I call my mom? Yep. And I'm the same as you. That goes a really long way. It's humble, and it's great to have all these outside opinions. And then before the day was over, did Rick come out here Friday, or was that Monday?
Friday. Yeah.
The very same day, we had a professional cutting trainer that is Fort Worth finals every, a big deal here, giving us insight, giving us help. This is what I would do with this horse. His mom has done the same. And that is something that we struggled with. We love Billy. Mm-hmm. But this horse program was very tightly guarded, and there weren't a lot of outside opinions that felt like they were welcome, and that's a big reason why it didn't work.
Isn't it funny how when you ask somebody, they're there. They're like, "Hey, what can I do?"
Yeah,
I'm the same way. Like most people that have learned a lot in horses want you to ask them what they think. They want to help you. Now there might be a cost, and you might not be able to afford it, and you might have to ask somebody else. But there's a lot of people, you just want advice. They're like, "Yeah, I'll tell you what I think."
Yeah.
You know, if you're not trying to get them to train your horses for free, they'll tell you what they think. I don't know. I think all of us love to share. We love to teach, you know, in general. Some people don't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You mentioned on the phone the other day renting the facilities. What does that look like? What kind of rates do you think are possible renting to trainers?
So how many stalls do you have?
We've got 7 in a tack room on the inside, and then we've got capability to pretty easily convert another 8, like lean-tos on the outside.
Yeah, so a couple options would be like full care horse boarding. Obviously, you're not training, you're just boarding. That's more people. Trainers, you could do self-care or full care. Like if you wanted to pay someone and you find people that are willing to pay you the $500 a stall or whatever you decide you need, then all they do is show up and train. With trainers, they're always trying to save money. So they're probably going to be like, you might find someone that needs 4 stalls that's nearby, doesn't have an arena. You guys have an arena, round pen, and a hot walker, which is awesome. And so that, I don't know, it's kind of luck of the timing. If you have like a trainer near you that needs that, it's more likely you have boarders, which is more people and normally a bigger pain in the ass.
Have you done that before?
Boarders?
Yeah.
No, I don't board hardly anything because I train so that stall can produce more money.
Yeah.
And then the problem with boarders, and I noticed it when I worked at the golf course with members, the mentality is like, I pay for this.
Mm-hmm.
This is my stuff, and you kind of got to keep them in check a little bit. If you start with good rules, hey, here's the hours, here's what you can do, here's what you can't do, but you're still gonna have to kick people out, which nobody wants to do.
So I would say that I'm open to considering something like that now, but and when I say we, me and Kayla hate the idea of having strangers here.
Yep.
Even when we talked about the clinic and you're like, they need to stay there. And I'm like, oh, can't they stay 12 minutes up the road? And you said, no, the closer, like right there, you know, and we did it.
Yeah.
And we only had one camp, and she's super nice. Is it Dina? Super nice.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Do you remember her from the first show?
I know Dina very well.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay. She's like your mom, is she?
No, we're good friends. Like she rode at my house last week with Sophie. I was looking just through the Mustangs. Her horse is a Mustang. Last year, I hosted a guy from Israel to do the Extreme Cowboy Race, and he wanted a second horse. I had one. He wanted the second one. He used hers. So,
well, we like her a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not, you know, I was relieved to see that it was somebody that we recognized from the first show, you know, that was going to be. But anyway, long story short, we hate that idea. We hate people in our space. We hate that. Yes, Lonnie, you have a question? Since he's here. Okay.
Y'all can talk about everyone won from.
Yes.
That attended your clinic won something.
Everyone that went to the clinic won a check the next day.
good.
Yeah, including Lonnie.
Yeah. Hey, perfect. Yeah, and like, it was fun. To me, I don't feel like I'm saying much, but I think from the other side, it's very insightful and helpful. I've been on the other side where it just takes a few little tweaks. Like you don't got to reinvent the wheel. Your horse is fairly trained, but there's a few little things. Is if you know what scores more points, it's worth going to that clinic, and that's cool.
I feel compelled to say to you that I'm a businessman, and this is almost completely irrelevant to that, but I'm a businessman. I'm not necessarily an equine businessman. So if there's idea, I don't know what questions to ask you.
Oh, sure.
If there's ideas, if there's something that we should be doing, please feel free to dump that on us because I may not know to pull it out of you. And I mean, the same would apply like to Rick, you know, when he was here, I pretty much said the same thing. I got no idea. I'm in over my head. So if you feel the need to say, hey, you need to get rid of every one of these horses for half of what you paid for them, and that's the only way it's going to work, then that's probably what we do.
I would say in your position, it's very tough to make it profitable. Most people that make money off of a barn, an arena, and the amenity, like all the facility, they do it for a living. Like to build all that and rent it is a tough business.
Yeah.
Like it's very tough, and I've seen it before. There's a lady that's a friend of mine, and she built a nice covered arena, a little too far off the beaten path, and thought it was going to make her a bunch of money. And it's like nobody wanted to drive out there.
Well, we intentionally did probably 70% of it as modular, temporary.
Panels.
You know, shit, I could probably even sell the dirt that they were, you know. So we would have no problem filling up the barn with pets, you know, if we needed to just completely go that direction. So I don't feel like we're necessarily pot committed. We've got a nice cattle working pen, corral, squeeze chute, you know, that's out there that we could sell. We could sell the arena panels and all the other. Anyway, long story, you know, I don't feel like I'm handcuffed, but I do feel like I'm the leader of this outfit, and I would like to try to keep Jake employed, you know, and however that looks. So I guess that's where you know, if we need to sell them and then keep two, I don't know. I don't have a good idea for the direction unless he's just going to operate the skid steer of what he's going to be doing in 3 months.
I would say if you could get him 2 to 4 outside horses and have 1 or 2, and then honestly, that's a half a day of work, and then he can mow, weed eat, do other jobs.
But that pays his payroll just having the 4 horses.
Yeah, I would say, and then the 2 you own, those are your like signature horses that you put 6 months to 2 years into, and you sell a nice horse. The problem is it takes time to build your name. So like even like I know you guys now, but when I see you guys online, you're new.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to play with you first. Like they want someone else to buy your horses first before they try. Because normally when I put something for sale, I have enough people that know how honest I am. I get quite a bit of interest, you know. And I mean, all the people that, if you want someone to tell you to get rid of a horse, I'm the guy. I'm like, this horse is not for you. He doesn't fit you. He's this way or that way. And so building that reputation of honesty first, even if it costs me money.
Yeah.
Like I will send your horse home this week, even though he's supposed to be here 3 months. First week, he's not for you. Because I keep my bills low. I don't need the money. I work for the money, but I take the money. But so that's where I feel like for you guys, first, it takes a little time to be trusted.
We knew that. I thought we were prepared for that. The issue that we ran into was that the only horses we were able to move were going to other trainers, and
they like to pay 50% of the value.
Well, not to mention they're not telling people where that's their horse now. You know, that's a I don't even remember the name, but that's, you know, that's Craig's, that's more horsemanship stamp that's going on that horse. So we didn't get any of the credit for any of those horses, nor would we ever.
You get a little residual. You will get a little.
How?
People ask where you get them from. Okay. And then also if you've got one for sale and someone messages me, I can say, yeah, that's where my blue horse is from, or that, you know, there is a little, but how long does that take to grow? 5 years, you know, like, but if you guys were making reels of horse training, if your guy was good at like talking about, here's how you teach head lowering, here's how you teach lateral flexion here. Now, as he's showing us how to do it, even though there's 1,000 other trainers posting that this week, there's some proof he can do it.
Yeah.
You know, not all of his training's done behind the barn. I can see his feel, his understanding. You can get a lot out of a few videos of how savvy a guy is. I could probably tell in about 20 seconds, but for most people, they're going to build some trust in you just watching him demonstrate how to teach something.
What do we think we have in Jake? Is he and I know this is on the spot and it's on the podcast and it's awkward, but is he that guy? Because he's humble.
Basing it just off of Badger.
Yeah.
And drag, actually.
Yeah. So when we looped Lonnie into what was going to transpire the next morning with getting rid of everyone, I thought we were up for a fight because I didn't believe that Jake would be the one that everyone would want to stick around. And she brought to my attention that whenever, like that Jake, I don't remember what you said exactly, but it was something to the effect of Jake is the best and fastest with training the horses. And all of the horses that have been super impressive have come from Jake. And I didn't even realize that at the time.
And I can see already what he's doing with the horses that they were on, that they're moving better.
I haven't seen him, but I can tell you that when he takes a horse like that yellow Badger, and within, how long has he been working Badger? Less than 30 days, and he's spinning holes in the ground and neck reining him into his stall with, while he, it's like, man, he moves quick, and he's got to be doing something right. Now, is he the charismatic type that would work on camera? I don't know, but
hey, if he's getting results, he doesn't have to talk. You can just video it, put some of it in slow-mo. He doesn't necessarily have to. It's one avenue, is like teaching, but also as long as they ride around, and especially if there's more than one, like maybe not everyone looks at this. I do, is like, okay, he's got one horse that rides, and if it's the same horse every day, that doesn't mean a lot. But if it's like 5, 6, 7, hey, now it's a dun, now it's a roan, now it's a pinto.
What if we did a comp video of like it's, hard cutting to all these different horses, and it's a 30-second video, but each one gets 5 seconds of, he's flexing this one, he's loping that one, he's getting bucked off of this one. You know what I mean? Like
a sizzle reel?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but probably where it's like, oh, look at all these different horses that this one guy is working.
I wouldn't expect a one and done to work. I would just take each horse 30 seconds, throw it up, another horse 30 seconds, and just, I would say consistency, just like the podcast reels. Just be consistent. Just keep throwing them up. Maybe say, hey, we're taking outside horses, and then as long as you got your numbers worked out where the cost is there, someone will take a chance. And if I don't mind saying, hey, you guys might, if someone calls me, I probably get 3 to 4 calls a week. People want to send me horses, and I'm booked till like February, and so I could be like, hey, for your situation, you might try them.
Yeah.
And
we could even be like a I don't know enough to know who's better, you or Jake, but I know that your program is more notorious, right? So so we could be that holding cell, where it's cheaper in the meantime, and then it rolls into your program later on down the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, a lot of what I get, they just want 30, 60, or 90 days. They just want them started.
You told me what you're getting. Would $1,000 a month be crazy as a starting point?
I think it's a little too low. I wouldn't go too low. There's a magic number, probably where you guys are at. It's going to be 12 to 1250 would be my suggestion.
I think 1250 is actually what we were rolling with. I had a post-it note. I think it was 30 days for 1250, and then we would cut price breaks if you committed to 60 or 90 days, and then there was a 14-day tune-up for like 750 or something like that.
Yeah, and you might even just keep it simple. It's 1250 a month. Nothing. Don't say anything else.
Yeah.
Like In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
It's the easiest place to order food, In-N-Out, and people love it. And it's like the more complex you get. I used to braid rope halters out of parachute cord, and the more options you give people, the less orders you get. Throw up 3 options, you'll sell a bunch of them. People don't want to think. So,
well, when you do throw up more options, there's just more for people to complain about.
Yeah, for sure. And just, I hate to go back to it, but just to think, they have to think about it. Like, do I want to do the 14-day or do I want to do the month? And then they see someone over here and go, they've got one option, I'll throw my horse at them. They don't want to think. I really feel like that's a big part of it. Like, so that would be $1,200, $1,250. Now look, I think one nice thing, if your prices are a little higher than you want, and someone says, man, I really can't afford that. You say, look, we want to prove ourselves. If you let us post videos of your horse's process, we'll do it for a little less. then you can do discounts based on stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about charging more is if you need to discount for one reason or another, or you want to, I could charge less for a horse I want to train versus one I don't want to train. And I don't mind telling people, like, look, yours is this price because I will train your horse. I don't really want to because of these reasons. Like, this is what I like, but I'm still good at what your horse needs. But, or like I said, you want to video the process. Well, it's their horse, so you have to. It's best if they say that's okay.
Yeah.
Especially if their husband doesn't know they bought it yet, or whatever. That has happened.
So if we focused on
Step one, get rid of at least half of those things.
Well, step one, fatten them up.
Yeah.
Step two, slicking them up, shine them up, and we've got Jake's mom gave us some supplements that we need to look into.
Have you had their teeth done?
Some of them have, some of them haven't. They've been floated. Some of them have had their 2-year-old whatevers, but not all of them.
Yeah, that's the toughest thing. Is like the more you have, the harder it is to take the best care of them. So you want to get it down to a manageable, digestible number, whether that's 2, 4, or 6. Like, get it down where your guy can put extra time into them. And if he's got nothing else going on and he's only got 4 or 6, they all get worked twice.
So we had 7 in the barn as of Monday. 3 of them had not been ridden yet. We went ahead and made the decision but we had 3 in the pasture they'd been turned back out because we didn't have room for them in the barn. So we made the decision to go ahead and pull those back in, kick the ones that hadn't been fully trained, ridden yet, out, and focus on simultaneously gaining weight. And then I was going to try to sell the ones in the pasture that we hadn't put, because from my perspective, I've bought them and they've eaten a couple weeks of grain and they've had a couple weeks of training, but I haven't spent a lot of money there. So keep them out there and we'll fire sell those. And then these will be our, we'll whittle the barn collection down to what you're talking about, what we can manage and keep. But there's no reason for me to think that the ones in the barn are any more special than the ones outside of the barn. Well, some of these are yearlings, so that's a problem. But,
yeah.
As far as we've got some 2-year-olds out here, I don't know if one of them should be pulled in and Matlock should be kicked out and sold because Stevie Ray's on his papers as is. I don't know. I would think that he would be one that you'd want to put a little bit of time into, but maybe not.
Well, that was going to be my question with you. Sorry, do people want more bloodline? You say you got a papered horse, but that papered horse might not be something that they're looking for, that anybody's looking for.
I try to maintain the mindset, no matter what I have, somebody wants it. So if I've got a short horse, I just use the mindset. Somebody will come to me and say they're looking for a short horse. I don't know why, but that helps. I know it's weird. That's not great advice, but it's like the mindset's everything. I think it's kind of like the power of positive thinking, manifesting, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, a lot of people want papered horses. Will they pay a lot for them? I don't know. If it was me, I would base it a lot on disposition and trainability, and I would kind of make my decisions based on what's going to be worth the most money with the least training.
Yeah.
You might train one horse for 3 months and another horse for 3 months, and you got horse 1 and horse 2. And with the same amount of time, horse 1 is like in college and horse 2 is still in 7th grade.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to put 6 months into horse 2 because he's not that teachable. He's still going to be a good horse.
So I think all of ours have been really teachable, except for Doc, and he's gone.
Good.
And he was teachable. It just took a really long time.
That's it.
He
Yeah,
had
just
a lot of buck in him, and so Billy spent
He was
a
like
lot
the
of time.
7th grader.
Yeah, spent a lot of time pulling him out of that puberty and getting him down the road, which in hindsight, we probably should have just sent him down the road for cheaper sooner. But everyone aside, like if I had to pick one that would get the F out of that barn right now, it would probably be Elsa. She's mare, and you can tell it. But everyone else is great. Yeah, she's great too. But everyone else is great, I think. What do y'all think?
I would have said the same thing about drag.
Oh yeah.
Until Jake got a hold of him, I would have said he's never gonna make it.
Are you
anywhere. He needs to go
are you
run.
familiar with Holland Horse Co. out in Jacksboro?
No.
So they do draft cross horses, and that's almost all they do. And they sell on platinumequineauction.com. And I mean, we've seen a Blue Roan draft of theirs go for $42,000. You know, they move some horses, and I wanted something to kind of learn on and to kind of mount up on during some of these shows and to play around with, and I needed a big old horse, so I bought a draft. They called him Dragon, not because we call him Drag because he's strong enough to pull down this office. They called him Dragon because he was snorty and had no manners. And we've both ridden him. I mean, it was a show to do so. And Jake he's brought him a long way.
Is that the big black one?
Yeah.
You sent me the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, and even that right there, like I could break down the video you sent me.
Please do.
Like right now,
Yeah.
I'll be vague since we're not looking at it, but it's like I'm fast forwarding through the whole thing and it's still taking too long.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of stuff. There's like moments where the horse is moving sideways and I don't think the guy's asking it to. So it's like loss of control, loose. You know, if we're going to make a sale video, like everyone now has attention span. Like you got 6 seconds and something better change in that video. Like you better go to the next thing. And you can have your short form and your long form. Like you can have a video where it's a 12-minute trail ride, but you better have a video where it's a 60 seconds up. You can swing a rope, you can track a cow, you can trail ride, you can lay him down, you can get him up to the fence. He side path. Like it's got a boom, boom, boom.
I usually have a pretty decent eye for that kind of quick capture, and we talk a lot about our reels, and you need to hit the punch within a second and that kind of thing. I did that one differently, only out of ignorance, because I thought horse people wanted to see the full thing.
Sometimes they do, and I could just be picky there. Like serious buyers do, but I think it's hard to get a serious buyer unless you get them invested. And one good bit of advice I got years ago was videos don't sell horses, photos do. So you give them the photos first. They get attached to photos. Photos have feelings. The videos are way less perfect.
Yeah.
Like it's way more like reality. And when you show them the video first, it's hard to get interest. So it always starts with some photos that make you feel a certain way. This horse is like belly deep in a pond. The person's smiling. He's dragging a cow. He's all these things that people go, wow, that horse can do that thing. And then now they're a little more invested when they go watch the video. I've always found when I send the video first, it's hard to get as much interest. And I am kind of a video first guy because I'm kind of like, look, if you're not interested, move on.
Yeah.
But I think there is a bit of a game to be played, and some people play it better.
I don't know if it's because I'm more used to those games in other aspects of other businesses, or if it's because the horse world is different. But this all sounds like a nightmare to me. Like it sounds really, and I don't want to sound, business sounds hard. This sounds hard in a different kind of way than anything I've ever executed.
Well, and it's not really, you're kind of just like a passenger. Like you don't know enough to steer the ship, which is like scary and tough to me. Like it would be like me starting a company that you do. Like for me to start, the clothes company, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to trust what you say.
Right.
But it's my money.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what, it's easier to write a check out of someone else's checkbook.
Yeah.
Roll the dice with someone else's. You think twice when it's your money, your time. I'm very slow to buy prospects. They have to be dirt cheap. Like I have to feel like I can sell it tomorrow and make money, or I'm not even going to buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm the same way when I buy most things though. Like I just bought a pickup a few weeks ago used. I feel like even today I could make $5,000 reselling it. I'm not going to buy it. Why? There's people out there that are you're going to be desperate to sell these horses. So people are going to be like, that's a good enough deal. I'll roll the dice.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I go into things. But that would be, if I was like candid, I would straight up say, if I was you, I would just walk away from it. Like I would do something else. I would say, we tried the horse thing and it's because I really feel like if you don't have the ability to train them, it costs too much money to pay someone else to train them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want you to totally walk away from it till you're ready. Like once you're burned, then walk away. But like, I would hate to be the guy to say to do it, and then you'd second guess for a while. Man, I wonder if that was the right move.
If that time were going to come, I think it would have come before last Friday. I wanted to terminate this horse program 3 months ago, 4 months ago. We took a lot of time doing so. I don't like, I enjoy all the people I've met in the horse world. I'm not a horse guy.
Yeah.
I don't care to ride horses. I don't really care to be involved with horses. It's come down now to the people, and we've done squashed all but one. So I don't have emotions. I don't know about you, but I don't have emotions connected to horses specifically.
Yeah, I think it's the people for me too. I've just met so many cool people.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Hardy's and the Craig Moore and TC and the Stetsons down the road and the Dinas, and they've all been really great. The Jake even, he's all right. They've all been really great. And I enjoyed doing the events. I enjoy being a part of and hosting those things. But
I do think it helps build your brand overall.
Yeah.
Like, I come here today, I want a hat just because it's you guys. I like you. So
Yeah.
I would buy a hat from you. And I do think it helps in that way, but it always helps to know why you're doing it first. Because if you know why you're doing it, it's easier to do it longer. So if you say, I do it because I like the people, I would like to do events, I would like to meet more people, because that's a great reason. If you're like, I'm here to make money, I'm like, go somewhere else.
Do we have to train horses? Would we be accepted in the community if we did not train horses, had no horses, but still did events and still hung out with you guys?
Yeah, you would be accepted if you sponsored like just horse shows. You just paid for a banner for $500 for a horse show weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's that hard to be accepted. You don't need to ride, just be a good person, and people are like happy to be around you, which you guys are. You're great.
Even getting into horses initially had nothing to do with horses. In fact, I had said more times than I could count to our kids, we are not horse people. We are not buying horses. No, you cannot have a pony. No, they're more work than any other animal we could possibly have out here. Yeah. They require more attention. And so it was never about horses. It was about loving Billy and wanting to see him succeed in something, but that had nothing to do with us. That was just, hey, if you think you can make this happen and we can make enough to pay you for it, great, let's do it.
I think it would have worked if you didn't get in so deep. They're too expensive to feed. You needed like 6.
Yeah.
And you needed to work them twice a day so that in 2 to 3 months they were like solid.
See, and that's what did not happen.
Yeah.
Did not happen. They did not get twice a day.
But that wasn't him. That was me saying, "Hey, I need you to go mulch." So at the very bitter end, we had 6 horses that were getting worked daily by 3 people working them. So way too much, way too little work being done. But that to me is not what killed the program. That was just the very end. Mm-hmm. I think the program started out poorly because it started out expecting Billy to work the 3 when it was like, hey, we need you to go mulch in Denton for the next 3 days. And so these horses go untouched for 3 days. That's what really.
And I should probably be clear because people are going to be like, oh my gosh, twice a day, that's so hard. It's more about the consistency and then the time off of letting them soak on the lessons than it is about, we're not saying twice a day, get them in a dripping sweat. I'm just saying, like, you get them out, you teach them their lesson, you pet on them, you tie them up, put them away. And then it's just, if you can do it twice in a day, like I only work, generally I'm going to work a horse 20 to 40 minutes. It's a short time, but that's why I say I know people are going to be like, that's too much. And I promise you these horses could work pretty much all day, once they're aged. But
we're going to start the reel with you saying, and we're gonna AI your face with little devil horns, where you say you have to work the horses twice a day, and then we're gonna delete everything until dripping sweat, so it's gonna seem like you're.
That's perfect. Good. Bring the haters.
You know,
So-
what we used to do too was you could do 30 minutes of flexing, you know, and stuff like that too. It's just not the
It's not all ram
sweating
and
them.
jam.
Yeah. I mean, that could be a twice a day thing.
I think I like the idea of being involved in a very small way because we like the shows, we like the people, we like Jake. I like 2 horses, 3 horses, or 2 horses and outside horses. I could be down with that. You know, let's pay Jake's salary, have a couple that we can tool around with, and move forward almost like it's a hobby. But then the outside horses is paying for Jake to allow us to have the hobby.
So and you already have the facility, which helps a ton. I think the hot walker was more than necessary. Like, I wouldn't have bought that.
Yeah.
I want one really bad, and I've wanted one for years. And that's how long it takes when you're the guy writing the check and the guy training the horses. So to me, I was impressed you had one, but I wouldn't have advised you early on to invest in one because it would have been too soon.
It was presented as a fantastic opportunity to scale because, well, we can have, and there's this picture that replays in my mind over and over again of, I think it was like Thanksgiving time. Billy's son came out for the first time, and it was Billy's working a horse, loping a horse in the round pen. Austin is loping a horse outside of the round pen, and Cody, who left months ago, is riding trails with a horse. And I'm like, man, there's 3 of them. They're all doing stuff. It's so cool. And so the hot walker was sold as like, that's one step. If we're not having to warm these horses up, then, you know, that's scaling, and that's why we ended up with 5 more horses.
I know why they said it. They didn't write the check.
Yeah.
I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at them, but you didn't know enough to say, is it necessary? No, we're not going to spend that money yet. If we make the money, we sell these horses, we'll set a little goal here, then we'll do that. But right now it's like, I don't have one, you know, and
I've got one for sale, Craig.
I was going to tell you, I would be interested if you sell. I do want to go look at it, but
you look at it and it would make you a deal on it. We're not in it for a whole lot. I mean, as far as hot walkers go, you know, it's not a $25,000 hot walker.
Oh, they're wild now.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that you tried. I think it's cool you got the setup, and I think it's cool you want to find a way to adjust it and it work. And I think it can. But it's like a lot of things when you get in too deep. And I think the reason you did is because you didn't know enough and you maybe got a little misled and it sounded good. And a lot of things in business sound good.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of people lose money.
You know, I don't really consider myself somebody that gets bamboozled easily. I do feel foolish. I don't think you did it on purpose.
No.
I don't think that there was any ill intent in
passion.
any of this. It was passion. It was trust.
Yep.
It was. But anyway, I got egg on my face. You know, this is something that I have not only let happen, the ship run aground, but I have been the one blowing the wind into the sails. If Billy would have had it Billy's way, I think this would have been smaller and scaled back. And it's been me that has had immense trust in him. That's just like, let's push it forward. This is cool. You know, let's do it.
And you weren't around 5 years ago when round bales reached 175 a bale.
Yeah.
And if that happens,
Yeah.
you're really in trouble.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of money to feed them, and even less people want to buy them when that happens.
Yeah.
So luckily hay's decent right now. It's not too expensive, but it's hard it's easy to keep a lot of animals until the price of feed goes up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, this does affect us. So
Well, even the grain that we're giving them, I mean, that Bryant stuff where, you know, it ended up at what was supposed to be 4 scoops a day, that's a lot. That's a lot of feed. And now the total equine, I think Jake said it's like a half a scoop of that, and, you know, other stuff too, and the alfalfa hay and some of the Bryant as well. But half a scoop's a lot different than 4 scoops.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have to say right here, Triple Crown is the best feed.
Tell me a little bit about like it. What is it? Why is it the best feed?
Should we start? I mean, is that something
They
we
only
should
had
use?
2 bags of Total Equine, so we're not like married to it.
Yeah. So I try not to say anything bad about anything else, but we use Triple Crown because we just had tried a lot and it worked the best for us. They shed out quicker and they got fatter, and we obviously love our feed rep and we love the people at the company. And I'm going to mess this up probably, but I think with their feed, it never changes. Like the amount of each ingredient is always the same, where other feeds, they'll hit their protein percent and their fat percent, but they might use a different plant to hit it because it's cheaper right now. And I think Triple Crown doesn't change anything. And I would say my wife knows all the things. I just ride the horses, but
she refuses to talk to us.
She barely talks to me, No. So I use it simply because I believe it's the best, and I've tried a lot, and I just like the results. And then it's like you get in the horse thing, you get to where you love the people. It's that's a fun part of it too. But yeah, we've been with them for a while now, and we're super grateful for them. But if you're asking me, yes, I believe it's the best. I do believe it's the best feed that you can get. So,
is it something that's going to make them gain weight? I mean, because we got to get some weight. I think some of these horses are 400 or 500 pounds underweight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the coolest part. I could hook you up with my feed rep, and you could talk to her, and she would literally tell you what to feed each one. You tell her the age and this and your goals, and they're so well versed and willing to talk to whoever wants to learn about the feed. She could be like, these ones need this, these ones need this. And then if you know in 2 weeks you're like, here's what I'm noticing, she'll make an adjustment. So there is some of that too, because they have different types of feed in it. So yeah, but definitely have to bring them up because we're grateful for them. And
Are they local?
Yeah, see, I don't know a lot of details about things, but they could be.
What's it called? Triple Crown?
Yeah, Triple Crown feeds. They could be. They could not be. I don't know where they're from. I know you can buy their feed at Tractor Supply and Atwoods, and I think we get some at the Hay and Feed Ranch too in Stephenville. But yeah, if you're interested, you could always call our lady. She's awesome, and she could get you lined up. But enough on that plug. Move past that.
Trying to see. 952, that's a Texas number, isn't it?
No idea. I'm from Arizona, so I don't know many. That's the hardest thing living here is when you ask people where they live.
That's
not
even
I
close.
live here, and you're like, where's that? It's by this and this. Where are those?
It's
over by this. North, south, east, or west? Oh, it's north. Okay, thanks. That's good now.
How long have you been here?
I moved in with my wife in the end of 2018. So
okay, so you've been here
8 years, almost 8 years, 7.5. So I'm not the best with memory stuff. That's where I'm pretty weak. Some things I remember well, but most things I tell everyone I'm like a goldfish. I just like forget. I'm running people all the time that I'm supposed to know, and I can't remember who they are. But I do my best. I wish I had a better memory. I think that'd be a great skill set to remember things.
Yeah, yeah. I don't feel like I have a very good memory either.
I don't.
Got to be a passion thing. I have a question for you.
Yep.
Would you ever dye your beard?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
I got a buddy that dyes his, and it changes them.
Yeah.
Like, because I got some gray coming in, and I was just like, do you feel like you dropped 15 years?
Yeah. I am not, Craig, allowed to dye my beard. But yeah,
she's not into hair dye at all. That's natural.
That's what I say. And the once or twice that I've been able to get away with it, it's like, come on, and I have it. I don't have the skin that can really handle the chemical irritation either.
Are you
but
redhead?
Not fully.
Okay.
But enough, like enough of the pasty skin and I definitely had a lot of red in my beard, but my head hair is not red. Before it was gray. Yeah. So, I would, and I have.
What's the deal? Not allowed? What?
I like my silver fox.
Yeah. I was just curious. We actually lost a friend recently, and at his funeral realized like he'd been dyeing his mustache for like 40 years, and you're like, that's why he still looked like 50 and he was 78.
Like Dwayne over here, he dyes his, I'm sure.
No, I don't. My hair, I just started getting this because I never grew my mustache.
Dang, you got some good hair.
I know.
Yeah.
Like all around. My brother's half Mexican. He has a lot of hair.
Really?
But he's silvered out pretty good. But yeah, his hair, like I'm probably gonna go bald, but too white.
My brother went bald at 21.
Really? You stole all the hair. Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the gray. My head hair started graying in my mid-20s probably, and I didn't mind it. And then my beard started, and I didn't mind that. When it started bothering me was when it took over like the jawline, because it completely changes the way a person looks when their jawline's weird, you know. And so the gray, the white, you know, in here, I would dye. But
Do you
I
ever
had
shave at all?
no.
Yeah.
No.
I do mine just sometimes to look weird. The
Yeah.
wow factor.
Yeah.
Normally I do it in stages, so I come out with a mustache or a
Yeah.
goatee, and my wife's like, no. Which she's happy either way. She
So-
likes it both ways.
I've done that twice in probably the last 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, once
You
was
just don't
for
like
a,
your face?
I just like a beard, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
once was a bet at work. I kept like the soul patch strip,
Oh yeah.
and then once was when we were dating. I don't know why. It was COVID,
There's
and I just
something
did
about
it.
a mustache that's just disgusting.
Yeah.
My wife hates mustache. She hates it.
Let me see if I
That
can.
one, I will say, it fits your face good. Like
Does it?
you'd be weird with that one.
He usually doesn't have any facial
Oh,
hair.
really?
I've had this for, what is it, going on 2 months?
Yeah, but normally he's a clean shaven guy. Or
That's because
yeah.
my wife hates it. She hates it.
So you do it.
Yeah.
That's how husbands
Well,
are.
I just did it finally
Yeah.
when we started getting back with the horses and stuff.
I think
said, "I'm
mustaches
growing."
are so creepy, and that's why that's why sometimes I do one, because I'm like, I just want to be weird, you know. And my wife's like, no, like I've done it right before we go places, and she's like, no, you gotta get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
But
She goes, it makes you look old. You look old with it. I am old. I'm almost 63.
Oh
I
yeah,
am 63.
yeah.
I'm old.
I think it makes you look like don't mess with this guy.
Yeah.
Goes from Dwayne to Dwayne.
That's what that guy with the shavings came out here. He said, "Are you a biker?"
He's like, don't steal my wallet, please.
No, we're with the mafia.
Yeah. I also, my other weird thing, I kind of like dressing up. Like, just like for the freestyles, we get to do costumes, and
Cosplay.
I enjoy it. You know, just I dance. I like to dance.
Yeah.
Like hip hop.
What do you get from that?
What?
What joy? How does that bring you joy?
You hip hop?
I don't understand dance.
Yeah,
like enjoying
so
it.
It's like you express yourself through movement. It's for me. I just enjoy it. Like there's nothing. It's kind of like I've thought about this lately a lot. Like trying to describe what love is, and it's like, and I actually Googled it because that's what I do, and it was like, it was something about an attachment or something, where it's like feeling and attachment, and for me, dancing, it's a feeling, and I think for one, physical movement's good for us, release endorphins, and I'm kind of good at it. So.
Are you?
Oh yeah,
Like good enough that we need a video of it?
yeah. After this, we get a little room. I generally need music, not always.
Okay.
I'm the guy. I can go. I don't drink that much anymore, but even when I drank, I could dance without drinking. Like it didn't matter because I'm hard to embarrass.
Yeah.
You know, I peed my pants on a boat ride once. That was tough.
I
that
think-
one embarrassed me.
I think
Like-
that's a good quality to have.
I'm gonna need to hear that story.
Yeah, there's up in Oregon, there's a riverboat thing, and they take you up the river, and then you get food and like all the alcohol, like it's beer and wine you can drink. And I always pee like a pregnant woman, like all the time. I gotta pee all the time. My wife pees a couple times a week, so we're polar opposites. She'll be like, I gotta go pee. And I'm like, okay. And then 4 hours later, she's like, oh, I forgot to pee. I'm like, that has never happened to me in my life. Like, I don't ever forget when I have to pee. It sticks with me. So anyways, we're on our way back. I didn't realize you can ask them to stop if you have to use the bathroom. I was with my buddies. I just peed my pants. I was like, whoa. And there was like water coming in. So it wasn't like terrible. Like the whole bottom's designed and, younger days.
Did everyone know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As soon as the boat stopped, I ran all the way up to the parking lot. I got in the bed of my friend's truck, and I just laid there. Like, this is embarrassing. But I also think that's a little bit character building. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
I'm even telling the story, which isn't good to put this on the internet, but who cares? Like, I don't want anyone to think I think I'm perfect or that I don't make mistakes. Like, look, it happened, and I was very upset in the moment. And my friend was like, you can ride in the truck. And I was like, no, I deserve this. And rode in the bed of the truck on the way home. And next time I'll say, hey,
stop.
This guy's got to go to the bathroom next to me. He needs to go. But, yeah. So I have to be careful if I drink a lot of liquid. When I drive, I almost drink nothing because it just right through me so fast. It's so. And my dad, he's like trucker's bladder. He can do 44
I can
ounce
hold it
soda.
for hours.
Yeah, it's kind of like on a road trip. I've said before, like somebody asked, you need to pee, and I'm like, I'll pee tomorrow. Like
I wish
I'll do that later.
I wish I have to be. It's tough.
If it weren't for bedtime, like I usually try to force myself to go one last time before I go to sleep. But if it weren't for that, I mean, I could probably go at least 24, if not more hours.
Oh man, I'm like 30 to 60 minutes. If I'm drinking, because I drink a lot of like coffee and water, and so I don't last because I'm just all day drinking liquids.
Yeah.
So
it's like when we used to go dancing at Cowboys and stuff, in them clubs.
Yeah.
They'd have the big trough.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't pee.
Why?
In front of everybody.
Didn't want anyone to see it.
Just because it would probably be in the water, but. But I mean, I wouldn't even go in there because I couldn't. I'd stand there going, what is the deal? So I'd just be in there drinking all night and not pee.
Wow, that's lucky. Once I break the seal, it's every 12 minutes and a night like that. We started eating healthier. We kind of do like paleo, and so I don't really drink. I mean, I wouldn't say never. I will, here or there, whatever. And like, I wouldn't say we never eat pizza or Sonic or whatever, but it's like, that might be once a week, once every 2 weeks. And so we try to be.
I was going to ask you about that because when I offered you something last time, you said, no, I eat clean or something.
I try. I mean, we do well, but it's a lot of so paleo is like caveman diet. So it's just like meat, vegetables. It's like natural stuff, whatever they might have ate 1,000 years ago, more or less. So chicken, beef. We do eat pork, which now I'm like conflicted on. I don't know how to feel. I'm thinking about that, but I eat a lot of eggs and chicken and beef, a lot of steak.
I like steak. That's what I like.
Yeah. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, he's like, him and his daughter, like all they ate was steak for, I don't know, it's been like 7 years or something. Have you heard her story?
No.
Yeah, like she's had issues her whole life and finally boiled it down to like, she can have water, steak, and salt. And like even the way the cow's fed, I think affects her. Like it has to be, and like even vegetables were like really messing her up. But she just started doing elimination diets. And when I told my wife about it, she was like, no chance. She loves bread.
Has she reintroduced everything and like all she can do is beef and salt?
Like, I haven't listened to anything lately, but I would say she was years in and had tried reintroducing. Jordan had kind of tried, and he said, like, he tried salmon once a week, but he noticed, like, I think it was, like, anxiety or something. But she has worse problems. She, I don't think, can reintroduce things, but she had a child, and I think her child can eat quite a few different things that she couldn't.
Yeah.
So, but it kind of proved to people you can survive on beef.
Yeah.
You don't need vegetables. You don't need fruits, which was great for me because I'm like, I actually like a lot of vegetables and fruits.
Me too.
And I still eat them some, but the idea of like you need them every day, not really. I mean, they don't eat any. So
I don't have anything compelling to say, but I am pulling the camera off of Craig so Kaylee can leave the room. Where are you going? Oh.
I don't think people care, you just sneak out.
Yeah. So I podcasted before. So when I was 29, 42 now, I started researching low testosterone stuff. And there wasn't a whole lot of information about it at the time. And so I started a Facebook group that, like, over years became the largest of its kind in the world. And it led me to working with doctors and a podcast where I interviewed boring doctors and, owning a couple of different pieces of a couple of different clinics and things like that. And I have no idea why I started that story.
Well, the testosterone thing?
Yeah.
Are you going to circle back to that?
I don't think so. Podcasting. Okay. So sorry. And when I did that the other podcast, I was like so close-fisted with it. It was, I built a booth, a soundproof, and everything had to be perfect. And, I would turn this exact same setup was picking up my ceiling fan from 3 rooms away, and I'd turn it, and it was just, I was crazy about it. And it's been really nice since we've started doing this one to just not care. And the fan's on, the AC's on. I used to be in a closet with no AC going, and I'm sweating and I'm trying to do the thing because noise everywhere. And it's just so much nicer to have, like, we've had, 4+ people in here that aren't even involved, and it's just like, yeah, just go do your thing, make noise. Who cares? It's just a ranch, it's not anything crazy.
So you kind of realize what matters.
Yeah.
Like, you thought all that little stuff mattered. So my horsemanship journey was a lot like that, where it's like, back when I started, I learned from people that were step by step. And so my idea of horsemanship was like, this is how you teach this. This is how you teach that. Now it's like, nah, whatever. I teach things way different. Like, there's the internet YouTube version way of how to, let's say, like, teach a horse to handle fly spray. I do it very different. Not that I couldn't do it that way, but the way they're showing you on YouTube, it's like when you do long form math on a piece of paper,
Yeah.
Or you could just do it in your head and you're going to get there a lot faster. So I think it's good to start that way, and then you learn what matters and what doesn't. And I watched one of the big ones that showed me what didn't matter as much was watching Buck Brannaman in a video training a horse, and like rarely were they like standing there resting. And the guy I learned from, it was like the horse does something right, you stand there for 3 minutes. And it's like, he's moving the whole time. And I'm like, why is this working? Based on what I know, that shouldn't work because the horse doesn't have time to sit and do nothing. And I was just training horses today thinking about that because I'm very much like him now. It's a lot of movement, going through all this stuff. And I pet him here and I give him a little rest there. But it's different than what everyone thinks you have to do.
Yeah.
So part of it, I'm a professional. I understand what matters and what doesn't. If you're teaching people that are still learning, all that stuff matters. You need to rest longer because you don't read the situation as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's funny how you've just adjusted. And then I'm big into, another thing I talk about is organic growth. Like, everyone wants to open up, if you want to open up a store, you want to open up a Walmart. No, Walmart didn't start that big.
Right.
Carl's Jr., I think, was a cart on the street. Build it organically. I think if you would have built your horse program organically, max it at 3.
Yeah.
Sell one, get another one. I think it would have made money. I think you would have got some foothold and built. But when you build this massive store and you can't fill it with product, or it's not product anyone wants, because that's what you learn as you're starting. What product do people want? I think it would have worked better, but I'm big on calling that kind of like organic growth. Be who you are. Go slow. Take your time. Don't try to build a Walmart one day.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know that I don't feel like we're far enough in to have said that we gave it our all, and to say that it's failed. I'd say that it's not working, But, you know, in my opinion, 10 months is not long enough to be like, how badly could we crash into, I mean, bad, but not as bad as, you know what I mean? Like, not enough time has passed for us to have really, really screwed up. If I were really passionate about horses, I feel like we could do something with it.
Well, remember the first thing I asked you was your goal. Like, what do you, because that matters the most. If you're like, I don't care, I just want it to work. With enough time, I think it'll work.
Yeah. So my goal is truly just cover payroll. Just keep those that are passionate about it doing it, and allow us to enjoy the things that we enjoy, the people part of it, the hosting part of it, and keep the Jakes of the world with their passion, you know, going. And that's all.
Does he also need to mow and weed eat? Does he have any other tasks, or is he just, is he even feeding? Is he cleaning stalls?
Right now, he's just horse. He is feeding. He is cleaning stalls. We feed in the evenings and on the weekends. He feeds in the mornings. He does clean all the stalls. He doesn't need to do other things. They always have done other things until it kind of happened backwards, and it kind of got away from me. So whenever it was just Billy, him and Dwayne were everything. You know, Billy was fixing and building new fences. He's horse guy, he's mulcher guy, and Dwayne's pasture mower guy. And I don't just mean here, I mean outside of here commercially. They're the pickup guys that are going to Missouri to pick up horses. And then the more trainers we brought on board, the more specialized they became. So with one trainer on board, he was pulled stretched too thin. And then with 3 trainers on board, they worked 2 horses a day apiece. And so it was just completely backwards of the way that it probably should have been. Long story, but no, I wouldn't say that Jake, I don't know that we need him to be doing anything else. We could dedicate him to horses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's bad if he does more than one thing, because then I think it's easier to justify, having him there is like, well, he also does these things, but definitely affects, how many horses you would keep if he's doing multiple things.
It would be ideal to have him somewhat flexible to be available to do things. Like, we don't have the grass. It would be great to have his help moving cattle around every now and then. It would be ideal to have him be the one that's at least helping fix fences, that kind of stuff. But that's not an everyday thing. This isn't a 3,000 acre ranch. So, it's not go ride fences for 2 days kind of deal.
If he is pretty decent and fast, it helps a lot. Like, I think, I worked, I want to say like 10 horses. I didn't count them, probably 10 horses today. And I was done at like 1:30. But I have help. So she saddles, unsaddles, sprays off, catches, puts away. Like, that saves me a lot. But I could easily have, 5 or 6 done before lunch. Yeah. And then that's it. You just work a half day.
I think he's got 7 in the barn right now that he worked today. He was probably done by 2, and I don't think he had a whole lot of help.
Yeah.
So I mean, and he's a hard worker. He's pretty fast at most things. I don't know. I'm not going to speak to his horse training, but you ask Jake to go do something, he's going to sweat while he's doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Much like he got on the horse, that Oklahoma that Austin's been training, and he's been fixing stuff that he thinks it was wrong, like wrong lead and stuff like that. And he got out there 30 minutes with him, and said, okay, that's enough. Let me go to the next one.
Yeah, I'll probably ride most of mine 20 to 30 minutes. The more they know and the older they are, the longer I ride them. And because there's more stuff to practice. But if it's like a 2-year-old, I mean, you're just going through what they know, add a little bit, put them away, do it again tomorrow. And it doesn't take, if you know what you're doing, it doesn't take super long. Some people advertise, every horse gets 2 hours a day. I'm like, good luck.
Yeah, you must be working.
If you need that, I mean, some people need that. It takes them longer to do the same thing. Some people can get more done in 30 minutes 4 days a week than the next guy an hour 7 days a week. Yeah. So there's different skill sets and abilities. And so I just got one in. Kind of funny. She's bred pretty good. And it's a horse trainer guy. Just met, but I think we're just becoming friends. He's a good guy. He's going to help me with some of my reining. And so he brought me this horse that bit of a, tougher cow horse, and he was like, man, she's pretty tough, and brings her over. I said, okay, saddle her, move around, get on, talk him through a couple things. And then I said, look, I could get her to go from up here, but she's gonna hump up a little more. So now that I've trotted her, you can see I could do this. I might be coming and push me around. And we lope to the left, and then I flip the rope over her head. We're gonna go to the right. He's like, she's worse to the right. And I'm like, it's all right. And then I said, send me. And he's like, well, I just don't want to get anyone hurt. And I thought that was the funniest thing, because I'm like, this is what I do. You know, it's like you have an understanding and a feel for it. And I'm like, I never know 100%, but I'm pretty sure we're okay, you know. But my groundwork, my saddling, the whole thing, the ride, I mean, we're probably 20, 23 minutes, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And I'd never met the horse. That's just building skill, understanding, knowing horses better. And she's only 2. Like, you know, another guide struggled with her, but for me, I'm like, compared to a lot of horses I get, she was pretty easy. Like she was, and now we're a weekend. We're getting a lot done, and I can't keep her long because she was kind of a short-term fit-in deal, just trying to help him out. But I'm about to go up to Missouri and Wisconsin for a week. So
What are you going up there for?
So I'm hauling horseback, and then I got a clinic in Wisconsin, a 2-day Liberty clinic, and then I got a clinic on my way back in Missouri, and I got a speaking deal that Friday night in Missouri also.
What kind of speaking deal?
I don't know. They got like a stage, and they want to talk about how to train anxious horses. I'm a little nervous. I saw it's like me and another lady, and I'm a little worried we're gonna not agree. Just
Clash.
And like I'm not gonna tell her she's wrong by any means, but like my views are based on getting on a lot of horses, and a lot of people have a lot of views about horses, and they don't start a lot. And I don't know if that's her. I don't know anything about this lady, but it's like my hope is that we're similar, or if we're different, we can have a productive conversation in front of a crowd about maybe why we're different, why she likes what she likes, why I like what I like. Mine is very results-based. I'll admit that. Like, if it doesn't work, I don't want to take your money. If I can't train your horse, I don't want to take your money. Some people, it's all more time, more time, more time. And at some point, I feel like it's just, did we say this last time? How long do you expect your 4th grader to be in 4th grade?
Right.
1 year.
Yeah.
1 year, and they move on. You get 1 year. And if you didn't, something went wrong. If you're in 4th grade for 2 years, that's not ideal. This is a different case. Some horses maybe, but when 9 out of 10 horses, 4th grade takes 3 years, like maybe this isn't your deal. So we're going to talk about like training anxious horses. And for me, it's all about controlling their feet and then being able to control their mind through controlling their feet. And so a lot of people don't carry that view anymore. They want to, they'll use the word emotional regulation, which I cause, but it's like when people use that word, oftentimes you know how they feel about different things, like certain political affiliations.
Yeah.
You kind of know how they feel about things.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're similar, and all this is just like no big deal. And if we're different, that might be fun too. It might be more exciting. I don't know.
Probably
so it's
will.
like, but that'll be, they just invited me to do that because I was going to be there, and I'm excited. I like to talk.
You're famous.
Yeah, getting there,
Famous.
pretty close. But that should be pretty fun doing the clinic deal. And it's mostly just because I'm taking that horse back, and I just kind of mashed it all together and be gone a week. So that should be fun.
Cool.
Are we going to do more clinics here?
Just waiting on an invite. We'll see.
I would like to. I would also consider doing, I don't remember if it was you or Billy that mentioned, I think it was you that mentioned like just a paid practice.
Open obstacle days.
Yeah.
You guys start building you some obstacles, cool stuff, build you a wagon to walk through, teeter-totter, scary stuff, get a blow-up house to walk through. If you just do open obstacle days, charge anywhere between probably 25 and 40, and then make the second horse $10 or something.
Yeah.
People love it. They want to get out. You get a water box. You get, some stuff you can put out of the arena, like a water box where when you dump it, your arena's not all muddy,
Yeah.
you know? But all that, you guys could just.
Do you do one water box?
You could do more. You could do more than one. You could do that pond and walk through that pond.
Oh, you're talking about an obstacle water box, not
Yeah.
like providing drinking water. For
Oh,
the
no,
horses.
yeah, something you can ride through. So
Gotcha.
the water
Yeah, the pond.
boxes.
That'd be cool.
Some people build them out of like 2x6s, and then you just seal it. So
Yeah.
when you go through it, and then they have the Vegas water box. So that's where you have a sheet of plywood that goes in it with a bunch of like little holes, and when they step on it, water comes up through the holes, and that's even tougher. You can do a trash box where you just smash a bunch of plastic bottles. They walk through that.
What if we just did like a
Tarps.
sprinkler that they had to walk
You
through?
can do that.
Yeah.
That'll be a muddy spot, so you want to put that out of the arena. But I would say that would be a great way to make money, is just like an open obstacle practices. And when I did, like I've done them where I'll be there for advice. Like I'll go and just, you need a little help, we'll just help. So I had some that were like a guided obstacle practice. You want help? I'm here. It's not a clinic. I'm not going to boss you around, but I'm here. But I think that would be, and then once you've got all your different stuff built, if you do little competitions, now there's a reason to practice. 'Cause it's practice Friday night, competition Saturday.
Yeah.
But I think you guys would enjoy, because you're not horse people, I think you would enjoy building the obstacles.
Yeah. Maybe we do try to spruce up the obstacles a little bit.
I'm going to be in Comanche at an EXCA, which is tough because that competes with what you're doing. So it's similar people.
Where's
same
Comanche?
day event. Where's Comanche? Other side of Stephenville, Dublin. So, but that's like the people that would enjoy your competition also are going to be at that one. And so, and then next time I'd change your pattern up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Every time, just mix it up.
It wasn't changed much. The second last 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago wasn't changed a whole lot.
Yeah. Which is, I think it's okay. I think I appreciate what you guys are doing and putting on. I think people are going to love it, but I think they also like variety.
Would it be crazy if, rather than get super horse world about it, if me and Dwayne just went out there and did whatever the hell we wanted as far as the pattern's concerned? Like this course was built by a not horse guy. Good luck. Could that be cool?
You could do one of those. It might leave ranch trail. It might not. If you use non-ranch things, I wouldn't call it a ranch trail. So a ranch trail, obviously they want those timbers, the gate, the bridge, the drag. But if you want to get wild and it's more of an obstacle course, I mean, I think people like that too, maybe more. Gets less technical and it's more about scary things. But I think you could definitely do that. I would suggest sending me the pattern so I could just at least say, yeah, this one's not.
So you could study it.
Or even just, hey, just turn it, or hey, just do this. I could just say, or I could even say, hey, add a lope here, get rid of this walk, and to save you time. Like you might set it up in ways that it's going to be a 5-minute pattern. And I'm like, look, same pattern could be 3.
Yeah.
But, less walking, or make this a canter depart, or hey, if you move this over here, it flows better. But yeah, I think you guys could definitely
like chainsaws,
mix it up.
like haunted house.
I would
it's haunted
definitely
houses.
warn people if you were going to chase them with a
No,
chainsaw.
we wouldn't do that. And honestly, I mean, we're not going to change anything, especially for this June show. It won't be anything crazy, but it could, when you said enjoy building this stuff, yeah, that could be fun to just, clown faces and bloody chainsaws. That sounds.
Well, and there's water boxes, cowboy curtain, car wash.
What's cowboy curtain?
Barrel pusher. Cowboy curtain would be the one that hangs down. So if you have a archway and then you have a tarp that you cut into
Just like the
slits.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or it could be pool noodles hanging down. And then there's like the car washes where like the pool noodles come from the side.
Yeah.
So you ride between them.
Yeah.
And then jumps. And then you got the pinwheel, which is like loping. And you got 4 poles. So you got here, 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 here. And you just lope around in a circle and then lope out. Or trot, either one. But then teeter-totter, where when you go up, it drops. And
Yeah.
How long is that?
Teeter-totter. People make them all lengths. Like an 8-footer is going to be abrupt, and like they might barely get on it before it moves. I would probably prefer a 12. Yeah, I think you can get away with 10. So at 12, they're all the way on it.
It's like a whole bridge.
It drops.
Okay.
And you can build it where it goes up and goes down, and then put whatever 2x6s on that. And on the bottom, you can also do 2x6s. Now, flip it over, it's a teeter-totter. Flip it back over, it's a bridge that goes up and down.
Oh, okay.
So you can use it both ways. Yeah. So that's a good. And then my water box is actually a cattle foot bath that I bought in Dublin the other day. And it's just like a 30-inch by 6-foot plastic box. I mean, you can just pick it up, carry it, super light, pretty sturdy. And it was like $270. And that's what they use at the EXCAs. So I want to use what they're going to use there. Sometimes they'll do like archery. What are those dummies that you shoot with archery?
Mm-hmm.
You have to ride between two of those, like a bear and a mountain lion. You ride between that.
Yeah.
You know? There's all kinds of stuff, especially if you get on and look up the different types of trail, like a mountain trail or scary obstacles. Or I think you'd be like, dang, there's a lot here that we could have fun with, like the barrel pusher. You've seen that?
Mm.
So it's like a Flintstone car. Your horse pushes it with their chest and rolls it.
Mm.
And if you don't want it to move, you can put a pole on a swivel, and then you just push the pole around. If you want to make it scarier, you hang plastic off of it.
Yeah.
All that stuff can kind of be scaled. And there's a maypole, which is like the ropes up above you. You lope up, grab it, lope around it, and it just spins. It's got a swivel up high.
Yeah.
So
what does that do for the horse? Like what's scary about that?
one hand's off the. It's more technical. One hand's off the rein. The other hand's got to steer.
Yeah.
So they need to go forward and steer. And at a lope, it's tough.
Yeah.
And it might be made from a barrel holding it, maybe a wood spool, maybe what's at the base is scary. You got rope gates, regular gates. So, yeah. But I think that would be fun. I think you guys want to do that.
We'll see. We'll see what kind of people we can get out here. If there's another show that we're competing with. Again, last month was significantly lighter than the month that you came.
There was a really good show that day in Dublin.
Was there?
Really good show.
2 weeks ago?
If I was home, I would have had to miss yours to go to that one. It was, and it gave buckles for the day.
Was it inside?
It was in a covered arena. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where you guys need to be like contacting people or get in the right Facebook groups, just because it's like, and now maybe you already would have posted your dates before they did, and they can get on top of you, and it's just like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But if you guys stay consistent, which it sounds like you will, you'll get the people, and they'll get used to coming here, and they'll get to where they, trust it. And if you don't get as many as you want, you could probably switch it to like Friday nights and do it at night in the summer, a little summer series at night or something. And
that was my first thought when you said there was one 618 or 627. 627 is to switch it to Friday night.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have to miss it because I got to go over there because I got a couple client horses that'll be in it, and then that Saturday night I have to be up north of Dallas. I got a trick roping gig, so I got to do trick roping for some I don't even know, some Rotary clubs. Got a new president, and they got like a Western theme, and they called me and they're like, "Hey, you trick rope?" I'm like, "Yep." And they're like, "How much?" I'm like, "How much for what?" They're like, "To come out." I'm like, "Where's it at and how long?" Like last time I trick roped, it was, I guess I've done it several times, but like when I got paid, it was just like in college for a bunch of kids. Yeah. And I would trick rope while I talked about the 5 C's of Arizona, which I bet you guys could not guess the 5 C's of Arizona.
I don't even want to try.
It's pretty tough. I don't even know if I can anymore. So climate, cattle, copper, citrus. Ooh, I might not know them all. I have to think about that now. Climate, cattle, copper, citrus.
Cactus.
I think it's cotton, actually.
Cotton?
I think it is.
Really?
Now we got to know.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the one, like climate's not obvious. I mean, when you hear it, it is. But so I had all these like second graders that would come through, and I would do trick rope. We should do some after. We should get some video trick roping. And I would just talk about that. And they paid me like $25 or something, like for like an hour or two. All right, copper, cattle, cotton, citrus, and climate. I did get it.
Why cotton?
There's a lot of irrigation out there, and when you can water stuff, it grows because it's just sun.
Yeah.
So if you can water stuff, oh man, it's great. And honestly, the one that surprised me growing up there is citrus. Like that's the one I didn't. I've seen the cotton fields. I went to where I went to school. There was a lot of them, but
I didn't even know they did cotton there.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, quite a bit. Where I went down, I was in Coolidge, so down southern, a lot. But like I said, they got irrigation. So, I mean, here you might get 3 cuttings of hay, and there they get 7 or 8.
Wow.
Just because when you're watering it, it just grows.
Ooh.
So.
We need to have him come out here at night and look at the lights, see if it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because it's just on one side, right? So you just got to kind of check the shadows.
Yeah. It's a little shadowy.
Might be okay. I mean, look, everyone's got the same course.
Well, one of the obstacles is going to be that we turn the lights off on them anyway. So, do you want to call that episode 24 and go trick rope and look at hot walkers?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Dwayne's running out of words.
His throat's parched.
Oh, I got water right here.
Oh,
You talked more in this episode. Is that water? You talked more in this episode than you have probably all the others.
I don't drink much.
I had to start recording him in the morning meeting because then he really won't shut up.
Yeah, but when there's 3 of us, he gets more opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when it's me and Billy, it's hard to compete with us. We are on it. All the words. I didn't get to open this.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
I just had to hold it the whole
I
time.
just kind of started thinking while we were talking that it's almost irrelevant. I mean, you might be able to help with the ones that we should keep, but it's just
Honestly,
paper.
so I will say, papers are like 2nd or 3rd priority.
Yeah.
Like you gotta see the horse. So you got like confirmation disposition papers. Like it's not.
citrus cotton.
That's it. I know. You guys should have known that. You didn't do your homework at all.
We're gonna go out to the barn anyways and look at ropes and stuff.
What did you pay for your walker?
I don't remember. Let me see if I can.
Probably $800.
Yeah, I think that was Billy's. I don't think I even have it like in my marketplace.
Yeah, look at it. Go look and see what you paid for. I want to go look at it though. Yeah, I got this truck for like $25,000 and it was like listed initially at $35,000.
Do what?
This truck I got for $25,000.
I like that tank on the back.
Oh, you're next.
Well, that episode did say an hour and a half, so I'll just let you go.
That's not bad.
I know it's probably been a while for
I mean,
you.
I'll grab my truck door finish. Well, almost forgot my shirt.
Yeah, don't do that. Oh, you both give them for you.
Good. Oh yeah, they are. There's 2 of them. Heck yeah.